Welcome back. And we started off this program talking about food safety. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about farm safety. And I've got Dave Sprague, CEO of Ag for Life, in our studio today. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about what Ag for Life does. And Dave, I'm actually interested in why the founders started Ag Life. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, Ag for Life is a not-for-profit organization that really has two main focuses. Our first focus is farm and rural safety, and our second focus is agricultural education, largely to mean awareness and appreciation for the sector. And our founders are some of Alberta's most recognizable and well-respected names in Alberta, and together, collectively, they believe that a strong Alberta is really made up of a strong rural economy and a strong ag community. And so they came together to support our farm safety and our ag education programs in a way that supports the communities in which they work. Many of our founders have a lot of their business operations in the rural communities, in the farm communities, and of course their employees work there as well. In fact, something like 20,000 of their employees work and live in rural communities. So it's their way of also giving back to their employees.
Excellent. So what are the type of programs that your organization is doing?
So on the ag education side, we have programs like the Classroom Agriculture Program, which reaches 20,000 children, and Little Green Thumbs, which is going to be in over 100 schools this year. And on the farm safety side, we have a program called the Farm Safety Days. And Farm Safety Days are terrific one-day experiences for children who get really intensive training and education on ways to keep themselves and their friends and their families safe.
And, you know, if you want to find out more about this, you have a website, and it's, what's the URL for
Absolutely, agricultureforlife.ca.
Excellent. I think we can put that up on a slide here and have a look. Now, one of the other things that you were talking about, I guess it's a new program that you just had some success with this year, was the rollover prevention program. Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's the rollover simulator program.
Simulator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is a terrific program, and one of the things we looked at is that there's on-farm safety, and then there's all the safety that matters in and around the farm and in the rural areas. And one of the areas that we wanted to focus on was the roads. You know, many of the roads in the rural locations are gravel. You have to be that much more careful when you're driving on those roads. And we thought it was important that we educate children on how to keep themselves safe. And so the Rollover Simulator program first of all, teaches children that you must wear your seatbelt. In fact, not just children, but everybody, young adults, of course. And it teaches them that if you wear your seatbelt, you won't get hurt nearly as badly. It will certainly have the ability to save your life. You might get jostled around in a serious rollover, but nothing that is going to be too harmful. So we thought that was a terrific program that we should be supporting.
So how are you administering that? Where can somebody go find out about that, or even see it in action?
Yeah, well, we made an announcement just a few months ago in Lethbridge. This is a partnership, a collaboration with the Lethbridge Exhibition Safety Center, and also with the local traffic safety consultants group there, which is really an amalgamation of a lot of experts in rural traffic safety. So it's municipalities and towns, the RCMP, Alberta Health Services, people like that who came together and said, we can partner on this and we can get this word out in this case in southern Alberta. So if you go to our website, you'll see some information on that. What you are going to see as well over the next 6 to 12 months is our rollover simulator will be out to probably 50 or 60 events in southwestern Alberta. And we really encourage you to come out and see it because it's quite a visual experience. If I could just explain what it looks like for a sec, it's quite interesting. So it's a Ford 150 pickup truck that has the bed taken away, but it's mounted on a machine, if you like, that enables us to spin it. So it simulates a rollover. And then in the cab, there's two weighted dummies representing the driver and the passenger. And when we demonstrate it, we show what happens when both people are belted in. And you can see them kind of moving around, but nothing too serious. And then what they do is they'll take the restraint off of one of the individuals, and then what happens. And this is where the visual aspect of it comes in, because typically after 2 or 3 revolutions of that truck, one of those dummies will come out of the window and will land on the pavement with quite a thud. And so the audience, they're quite impacted by it. And so it's a great teacher. As they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, this is worth 10,000 words.
Definitely. So one of the key things I'm hearing here is that you're looking after children's safety in the community and preventing accidents.
Yeah, absolutely. And while maybe our major focus is on children, we don't want to leave out young adults or any adults. We think that in many cases education can start with children because they tend to be able to spread the word to their parents and their grandparents and their brothers and sisters and their friends. And as a result, children have a way of getting that education out there, not only for themselves to benefit, but from their friends and family.
Now, one of your mandates is to help other organizations with safety training in the rural communities as well, and funding some of that. Tell us about maybe some of the criteria that you're looking for, how somebody could access that.
Yeah, one of the things that really is at the heart of Ag for Life and why we were created is that many times there's lots of great programs out there, whether it's education or safety. And a lot of these programs are very good, but not always sustainable. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't have guaranteed funding that keeps them going. Maybe there's some other resources that they don't have. And so one of the beliefs that Ag for Life has is that if we partner with those in the community that perhaps have the passion or the subject matter expertise and the knowledge, we can come in with the funds on a longer term basis, make that program sustainable, work with them, make it better, make it more impactful. Because at the end of the day, what we look at is results-based programming. We want to be able to make a difference. So that means fewer injuries, fewer deaths. And so the goal is that we'll collaborate with local communities that have those characteristics so that we can bring that kind of a program to as many children and young adults and family as possible in our farm and rural communities.
Fantastic. And do you also help these organizations distribute the message as well out there?
Absolutely. We have a very vibrant website. We have a very active social media network. And part of my job is to get out and do things like this. So as we're talking today, I'm hoping that there's lots of people that are listening in on what we're saying.
Fantastic. Now let's shift gears a little bit from the farm safety, a little bit of the educational things you're doing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, education is tremendously important to us. And when we talk about education, what we're talking about is awareness and appreciation for the agricultural sector. Why should it matter to children and young adults? Why should they care where their food comes from? Well, we think it's critically important. We live in a world that is growing population-wise tremendously, and we need to find ways to feed the world, to feed ourselves. And in the sense of food security, this is really important, because if you don't know where your food comes from, if you don't know why you should appreciate it, you're not inclined maybe to work with it. And so we're trying to impress upon young people especially that there are incredible opportunities, lifelong career opportunities for children growing up today within the agricultural sector. So a good example is our classroom agriculture program. It reaches 20,000 grade 4 children throughout Alberta, and subject matter experts go right into the classroom and teach the children, talk to the children about where their food comes from, why it's important, what they should know.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and when we come back, we'll continue on this same vein and tell us about the education component you're doing with Ag for Life.
Thank you.